Hey guys, how's it going? It's Nick here. I always hate saying this, but I've just been really busy. Um, and man, this it's already an exciting week. So I actually just got home from getting rear-ended at work. So I'm fine. Don't worry. No pain. Just rear-ending. It was fine. Nobody was hurt. That's the important part. And I wanted to show you guys some things I picked up. Maybe I've shown it before, so sorry. But this post is about a few important things, some good and some, well, not it's not all bad. That rear-ending thing was the worst of it, I think. But I'm just trying to enjoy the last week of my 20s. I'm gonna be 30 on Saturday, but the I just want to say, my father told me to enjoy my youth, and I did. And I know 30's not necessarily old, but it's kind of like the start, you know. Um, so I'm not like dreading it or anything. This is life. This is how it goes. I can still walk. It's not like I'm going to be, using a walker, carrying those like IV bags or whatever, wherever I go. I'm just glad that I'm still able to walk and do, play, mostly perform, Um, but it's just, if you're still in your 20s or you're younger, just really enjoy your youth. I know things can suck sometimes, but it's hard to believe, man. It's hard to believe I've been on this earth for about 30 years. um it's just kind of like it's a lot to take in, I guess. But other than that, my birthday is actually going to be a special day because my band is once again going into the studio to record not one, but two songs. Now, I wanted to do a video, and I still plan on doing it. I wanted to do a video about our last song that we released called Lonely Night. I never did a video announcing its release, and I felt crappy. My band was like, "Oh, don't worry about it." I was like, "Yeah," but I said I would do it, and then I just got busy, and then I did other videos about that didn't include it. But anyways, do I have this game with me? Yes, I do, because I want to show you guys that too. I actually, you probably saw that was a Switch game. I actually just got my Switch controller serviced because one day I brought it to work, and this was actually probably a few months ago. But I brought my controller to work. This is actually a temporary replacement that I bought, and the joystick popped off. And there was a bit of cracking here, but it wasn't bad or anything. But Nintendo actually repaired it for free. Well, I should say it wasn't Nintendo. They used a third party. I went through Nintendo to get it fixed. I thought, you know, I chatted with a representative, and I was like, well, I do live near the Redmond office. Maybe I could just drop it off there. And I knew they were going to say no, but it's like, well, give it a shot. It's not like they're going to, I'm not going to get in trouble for saying that or anything. But they were just like, no, you got to ship it. So I shipped it through UPS. It was free. I mean, I guess Nintendo does do free Joy-Con repairs, which is great. Um, and so I sent it. I got it back in like a week. And again, this is a replacement that I bought, a temporary. I didn't know you could buy just the single Joy Cons. This one was like $45 with tax though. So um, if you're gonna do it, make sure you bring your wallet. And of course, it's $80 to replace the whole Joy Con. So there's that. um, yeah, God, I got some stuff to show you guys, don't I? Got a little letter from Nintendo. It's in English and in Espanol, in which I don't know if I've told people I'm learning Spanish, but um, I'm not too good at it. Sorry. Always happens. I get messages. Only when I'm recording. That's how it works. That's how it works. Uh, I picked up a few 45s if people want to see those. And I got a vinyl. Did I show anyone these? I may or may not have shown people these, but I got some CDs. Like I bought the vinyls for some of these too, like the 1910 Fruit Gum Company. Simon Says. I am so in love with the bubblegum pop scene. I love, that's my favorite genre. I just kind of fell into it with the Chattanooga Cats, and then I just got into the Archies. They're my favorite. I'll be showing you something about that in a bit. But I just love that. So, and then I got a Japanese version. The Obi's inside though. Tracy by the Cufflinks, which is the same singer, Ron Dante's, the Archies. I'm actually going to see him in September, and there's something else too about him, but oh, you guys will see that later. Um, and then the same session bassist and drummer played for Jim Croce, so I bought this album. They unfortunately, I don't believe the CD was ever released in Japan, so I just bought a CD off Amazon. I I have a Prime subscription. I never bothered to unsubscribe, so it was like, well, might as well take advantage of it. So I got some Archie's 45s here. Um, Love is Living in You and Hold On to Lovin', which I think are from their This Is Love album. Might be another one, but I think that was it. Um, which was never used in the show. The songs from the This Is Love album. Um, then I got Senorita Rita from Jingle Jangle and Who's Your Baby. Now I actually just ordered the CD on Amazon, which is pretty cool because you get to download the MP3s as well, which is what I did. Because Who's Your Baby was only released on the Greatest Hits album. It wasn't actually part of a studio album, so there's that. Okay. Next we got the Archies Sunshine and Over from their Sunshine album. That's a great one. Some of those songs were used in Archie's Funhouse. And then we got Melody Hill and Sugar Sugar, which is a classic. You gotta know Sugar Sugar. And that's not even my favorite Archie song. I like Sugar Sugar. It's just Feeling So Good, Scooby-Doo is my favorite. And yeah, I know, Scooby-Doo, right? Even though the song was released a year before Scooby-Doo, the cartoon premiered on Cartoon Network or CBS or wherever it was. I don't remember. And then we got, yeah, I accidentally bought a duplicate, so Over and Over and Sunshine, and then we got Truck Driver and Bang Shang-a-Lang. Bang Shang-a-Lang was their first hit. So a lot of these songs were done by Jeff Barry, and in the world of video games, I found out about him because the Great Waldo Search games actually used the title music from the show, which in turn was done by Jeff Barry. So there's that too. But I ended up getting some pretty cool too for the Archies. Oh, I got so much Archies memorabilia. I don't know if you guys have seen it. I have an Archies shirt too. Let me find it here. It's right here. I know I'm doing pretty good for someone who just got in an accident, right? But this is the Archies Sugar Sugar, the complete collection. Don't get confused. It's the same cover art as their debut album, but it's actually all these albums, all their studio albums. So my favorite one is Everything's Archie, not to be confused with the theme song for the show, which is found in the first album. So don't get confused. But you open this up and you get their like literal like recreations of the LPs. So it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna take them all out or anything, but I'm too lazy. Don't want to clean it all up, but pretty cool. Love the Archies. They're my favorite bubblegum group. Well, the Chattanooga Cats are, but I'm listening to the Archies way more now, so maybe they are my favorite. I just don't want to admit it. But I did get this Japanese LP for Everything's Archie. Someone in a group on Facebook posted about it, and surprisingly, nobody else bidded on it. So this is pretty cool. This is my favorite album. And yeah, the opening track, Feeling So Good, Scooby-Doo, that one's my favorite Archie song of all. It's one of my favorite songs of all time. What's weird though is they changed the songs that are on each side. So the songs normally on side A in the American release are on the B side and vice versa. It's kind of weird, but it played great. I want to try to find a way to rip it. I actually got out my LP player probably like a month ago. I haven't played LPs since, so and they sound kind of crappy through those speakers that are on here. I think it's a Crossley Director. I bought it for my first job shortly before I quit. But I like when it sounds crappy like that because it's like that's probably what it sounded like on TV. But some of these songs on this album, and I think Jingle Jangle, which I have the American LP somewhere up there, they were used in something called the Archie Comedy Hour, which unfortunately most of it has become lost media. The Sugar Sugar video, Jingle Jangle video, and You Know I Love You have been preserved, although those last two are in, or the You Know I Love You and what was the other one? The other one that's not Sugar Sugar, Jingle Jangle. Those ones are preserved online too, but they're in really bad quality. I'm just glad that they're online though. Because a while back I did buy the Archie's DVD, but this only has the episodes for the first season. So, and then there's one for Archie's Funhouse, which I believe has been fully preserved. I don't think there's anything missing from that. Just the Archie Comedy Hour and there was also the U.S. of Archie, where they recreated historical events. That one's lost media for the most part. Um, and I think there was what really astonished me about the Archies is that as a kid, I remember watching Sabrina the Teenage Witch, the animated series, and I was really astonished to find out Sabrina came from the Archie comics. Now I haven't really read the comics. I'm not really interested in those. I'm just interested in the music, and I like the cartoon show, which is probably kind of weird for me to say because I'm almost 30, but I'm in a group online for Ron Dante and the Archies, the musical group. So and I've been transcribing like the bass lines and vocals off the album, so that's been a lot of work. So something that I got for my birthday, I've been buying myself early birthday presents. In fact, I got a huge one coming, but I'm not going to get it in time for this video. Probably in the next few days. But the first one is this Archie's lunchbox. I happened across one on Buy, I think, and but it was like way too expensive. This was like $200, but my parents both helped me get it, so I didn't really have to pay anything. And it comes with this like little thermos, which I don't plan on using this. You know, the lunchbox is one thing, um, but I'm not gonna use the thermos. And then, it's faded, but it's got the year on here. I think 1969 or something. So yeah, so that was the same time the show came out. Actually, I think that was '68, and the Chattanooga Cats came out in 1969. So yeah, a lot of Archie stuff. I'm a huge fan. What can I say? But like I said, just the music and the show. I'm not really. What really surprised me about the show though was one, the guy that voices Archie and a bunch of other characters is the same guy who did like he was the hyena laugh in Lady and the Tramp, which in turn was used in a lot of other media like Ripperoo and the Crash series and stuff. And it was cool watching an interview with him because he was also known as the voice of Gumby, so they were interviewing about that. And he was so look up Dallas McKennon. He was just so like enthusiastic about talking about it, which is so nice. Unfortunately, he's no longer around, but like even back in 2004 when that interview was shot, he was like really freaking old. But he was born in 1919. He died in 2009. So just think, man, being born all the way back then. Sorry, cleared out notifications. But also, the guy who voiced Reggie Mantle, he was like the bassist, he was the voice of He-Man. So John Irwin. And unfortunately, there's no interviews with the guy because the guy who voiced Skeletor, Alan Oppenheimer, said like he's really shy or whatever. And as an introvert, I definitely understand. Like, I'm not a people person, but if people do talk to me, like meaningful conversation, I hate small talk. But like, if you're gonna have an actual conversation with me, that's fine. I'll talk to you. So, okay. So, is that enough of the Archies for you? Do I have any more? I mean, I could show you the other albums I picked up a while back, but I don't really need to go to that extreme, do I? So, I think that's it for that. Then I actually got a CD in the mail today, which I haven't had the chance to listen to yet. It's a Japanese version of the CD, Herman's Hermits. There's a kind of hush all over the world. I'm gonna listen to the whole album, but I know the song No Milk Today. There's actually a ton of bonus tracks. And here's the OB, still in the plastic sleeve. I like to keep them in the sleeve if they're like these LP ones. They call these mini LPs because they look like the LPs. They're just a lot smaller because they're CDs. But there's like 26 tracks on this one, so it's pretty cool. Next we got what about that Switch game I ordered? What was that? Well, this is a game called let's see if I can remember. Asunde Tsuyokunaru, which pretty much means play and grow stronger. So you got Igo, you got Shogi, and you got Mahjong. It's also subtitled Ginsei, Igo, Shogi, Mahjong. So Ginsei, funny enough, well, I'll just tell you, I don't even have to tell you the translation, it's literally right down here. It's the company name. Okay, maybe I will tell you because the quality sucks, but it's a company called Silver Star. I actually have Manao Kagawa Futari de Shogi, which is by the same company. So yeah, 3 games in one, which, you know what really surprised me though, is on my Switch, I thought I'd go into the game, and then it would let me choose the 3 games, but when I put it in my Switch, it actually shows 3 games on the Switch menu. So, it shows the 3 games, so that's kind of weird. But this game's like $70. I actually did some at work. That was really stressful, so I rewarded myself. It wasn't really a birthday present, but this was a while ago. So um, I couldn't find a credit scroll in this one, which kind of sucked, as I like the music. But I guess Silver Star is kind of cutting back on that. Because the other one had them, but that was released before. This game was actually released in 2023, I believe. Oh, 2022. I thought the release was 2023, but whatever the case. So it's not too old of a game. It's a couple of years old. Can't believe, like when I'm like 16, it's like, wow, that game's 40 years old. I bought it when it was 2 years old. Again, just hard to believe. Hard to believe I'm going to hit the big 3-0 in a few days. But it's so cool. I'm going to go in the studio and record. So for our first song, Ain't Had a Lonely Night, you can get it on like Amazon and iTunes and Spotify. I'll probably drop a few links in the description. But yeah, we're doing a couple other songs this weekend, and I'm actually singing lead vocals on one of them. And then I do lead vocals on the chorus of the other one. So I'm really looking forward to it. Like, I'd rather be in the studio than go to Six Flags or something. It's being in a studio is fun. The only time I'm not having fun is when someone else is recording their part. But it's kind of like bowling. I think AVGN mentioned this in this like Majora's Mask review. Like, oh, you want to play it, you want to keep going, but you gotta wait your turn. So that's how it is in the studio. But I'm gonna be recording like several parts for each song. So I'll get a good amount of time in. So they're 10-hour sessions, so it's not like you just walk in, play it a few times, and that's it. No. There's a lot that goes into doing it. So, but I wanted to do a video, and I got permission from the band to do this. Even though I technically don't need their permission, I think it's the right thing to do. I want to do a piano cover of Ain't Had a Lonely Night, and then I wanted to talk about what that recording process was like. I actually did do a video of me tracking vocals, but all you can hear is me singing because I was like on the headset and it wasn't, I was just recording with my phone. So maybe I'll release that. But there was something else music related that I wanted to talk about. But first, I want to see, what did you guys say? What did the audience say? Okay, let me check my YouTube page. But a while back, I polled people on would you guys be interested in seeing some of the NES arrangements I've done of computer game soundtracks or arcade soundtracks, and people seem to be interested in that. Let's see, how many votes? 11 votes. Okay, that's good. So I do plan on uploading some of those. I just, again, haven't had time. I've been busy with work, and actually Friday I'm actually going back to my old schedule on second shift, so I have to reorganize my sleep schedule. It's just a mess, but at least I'll probably be off weekends. But so like, please bear with me. I will upload stuff. That's why I'm making this video, because it's like, I know it's been a while, so I'm just keeping you guys in the loop. What's going on? I think that's about it. So yeah, definitely want to do a cover of that song. I definitely want to upload my NES arrangements. I've also done DOS. I've done the opposite. I've done DOS arrangements or FM's arrangements of NES games and all. I'm going to consider that as part of the thing that I polled you guys on. If you guys want to see that or hear that, rather. I've already done a few of those. Like I did JJ and Jeff, and I think I did Victory Run and stuff. But I've done a lot more. So if you guys, I haven't done them in a long time, but I used to do them all the time. Like after I got out of high school, especially, I was doing them all the time. So I got plenty of content to upload. So don't worry. It helps that I now have Adobe Premiere, which I'm paying for it every month, and I barely use it because I usually don't take the time. But again, just been super busy. So, with that, guys, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, don't worry about me. I'm fine. I'm not hurting. It was just a bit of a jump, really. And the other guy was okay, too, so I'm just glad nobody was hurt. Cars can be replaced. And, yeah, our cars were, like, just dented a little bit, so it was fine. But, cars could be replaced. People cannot. So, that's the important thing. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate your support over the years. I've been on YouTube, I think, since, well, my videos go back to 2008, but I was actually on here till on 2006. So I would have been 12 years old. And it's hard to believe I've been on YouTube for almost 20 years. It's really hard to believe. Um, 2 more years is going to be 20 years. And it's even harder to believe the Angry Video Game Nerd's been on here for 20 something years. He's been here even longer than I have. I think 2004 is when he started doing those videos, and I started watching him probably 2006, 2007. Yeah, I probably was a little too young to be watching them, but my parents weren't really supervising me about it. So I guess maybe I should talk about that. I know this video is like 20 minutes, but you can skip what you don't want to watch, right? But ABGN, man, it's hard to believe. I know it's funny because you see him get older. I think he's kind of balding a bit. Like he hasn't actually balded, but it looks like his hair's getting thinner. Then again, if you look, I'm not perfect either. I got problems on my noggin as well. So, um, but Angry Video Game Nerd, man, what an influence, man. I might disagree with his opinions on some of the games, but that doesn't mean I don't enjoy his work. Silent Rob took a crap on my favorite game of all time. He took a crap on Pool of Radiance for the NES. I know this is the Famicom version, just pretend it's the NES version. And I thought his review was funny as hell. I laughed at it. I think I even told him once, like, dude, that's my favorite game of all time. And it was just so funny to have you take a dump on it. That was funny. I laughed my ass off. Um, Thinking about some of the stuff he said in the video, but but yeah, ABGN, man, what a guy. If you're new to my channel, not only did I get to meet the Angry Video Game Nerd at PAX several years ago, but I actually was in one of his videos when he was doing that QA at PAX. I'm the guy that asks him, and I think it's on my YouTube page too, in the first person, because I had my phone up because I didn't know he was going to record it or use my segment or whatever. And I think I was asking about like the music for his film, and I think I've said before, I thought the film was like an awful, like the Angry Video Game movie was a horrible experiment, and I'm glad that I didn't have to pay to watch it because someone uploaded it on YouTube. And I actually feel really shitty for saying that. I know I know James Rolfe's probably not watching, but I owe him a huge apology because even if I didn't like the movie, I feel like I should have at least bought it, because since now back then I wasn't releasing songs and selling them. Now I'm actually releasing songs and selling them, and to have someone say my music's bad is one thing, but to like steal it is really heartbreaking. You worked hard on it, and then somebody just steals it, or at least they have a way of watching it without having to pay, and I think that was really shitty. So James Rolfe, if you're out there, I apologize. Yeah, I may not like the movie, I still stand by that. But I also know, that was the first time he got to realize his dream. That would be like if, I got discovered, which I pray to God happens, but I don't think it ever will. Like someone, like a record label discovered me and I got to do an album with them, and then people didn't like it, My style, I'm trying to bring back, the blues. I'm trying to bring back a little bit of the bubblegum scene, although I don't think that's going to do me any good. Not going to do me any favors, but, I don't really do techno stuff. I'm more like, I tell people, when people ask what my style is, it's like, it's hard to explain because I do all sorts of things. I literally do. I could do some jazz related stuff. I could do some like swing stuff, shuffle, rock, grunge. I've learned to be very diverse with my musical abilities. I think listening to video game music helped me with that. Because you listen to these video game soundtracks by all these different composers, and each one's got different styles. But it was the NES music, I think, that did it for me. That's part of it. It was also Sting, because he does a diverse amount of music, of musical styles. So, again, just thanks everyone for sticking with me all these years. If you're new, hopefully you'll stick with me for another 20 years. Again, hard to believe I started this whole thing when I was 12 years old. It's just, and I kind of look back at some of my older videos. I keep some of those older ones up, even though they're embarrassing, because like I did one where like I did these zombie guys, and again, I was probably like 14 years old when I did that. Again, I'm 30 now. I'm gonna be 30 in a few days. It was just me going, oh god, I don't know why I thought it was a cool video, but I look back and laugh though. It's like that was just me being a kid, you know. Kids are kids, you know. I was like, you're one stupid kid. Well, anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys on the flip side. And I can't wait to do a video on how I did our next two songs, and I'll link those as well when I'll make a video about those songs when we release them. All right. You guys take care. You stay safe. Just keep on keeping on, as my late cousin would have said. All right. Peace. God bless. You guys have a good one.